Alright YouTube, this is part one of my huge RC trophy truck build. I put an initial short film where I was just really working out a bit of the development stage, and thought I'd start updating and putting like the different stages on as I'm coming to them. So as you can see, it's a water cooled truck. The radiator's set in the front windscreen there. Basically I taught myself to weld putting it together, so some of the welding's a bit rough, but it's basically just tacked together for now. But just get around the sides, show you. Based it on a 5/8 ladder chassis. Use steel box section here that you can see, and the rest of it is made out of 10mm tubing, whatever I could find really. I bought some virgin steel and built the initial framework, and the white bits that you can see was a safety gate that I cut up that was no longer needed of my son's. If you look at the back here, I've fabricated a battery box just for the feed, because I've got a 12-volt fuel pump that I'll be running from that, and obviously any lights and stuff that I need to put on, it'll be handy for that. The tank, I've got a custom coffin tank that I built, well, a friend of mine put together for me, that'll sit here. That's just a protector plate because there'll be a lay shaft underneath that'll take the gearing, then obviously the drive to the back axle, but I'll go through that in later issues sort of thing. If you can see in the centre there, I've put a tunnel, kind of like a heat shield, but basically just to keep the crap off the inside of the car. That'll be for the exhaust will run through there, and a bit of a crude but engine mount. The engine will be sat in here with a pin through there, obviously, and then we've got the tank at the back. The engine is a built-in water pump, so I don't need to put one of those in, but basically the feed will drive from the engine, it has an in and out, and that'll be patched into this main pipe here that will run into the base of there, into the radiator, and then from this side that will be the cold feed into the base of the engine, so the hot will join in there and run through the flow from the expansion tank, and then it overflows at the top of the radiator. I've just put some pipes in to work out how I'm going to do it. Like I said, this is like the initial stage of getting everything to fit and working out how I can fit everything in. As it stands at the moment, it's around 900mm wheelbase, which is just close to 3 foot wheel to wheel. The truck's probably going to end up about 4 foot long in total and a couple of foot wide. If you look at the board that it's mounted on at the moment, it's pretty much as wide as the board with the rear axle I'm using, the hubs and the tyres. It is going to be one hell of a thing. I'm not too concerned with the weight because I can't be. It's all in steel, and obviously it's going to weigh close to sort of at least 60 pounds, maybe 70 pounds in weight by the time it's finished. But the engine I'm using is off what would you'd know as a pocket bike, so it's used to carrying obviously the weight of the bike and a full grown adult basically at sort of 30-40 miles an hour. So with the gearing I should be able to get quite a turn of speed out of it. You can see from the back there the roof rails that I've got in here. Obviously the roof will be opened up quite substantially, and the same with the bodywork. I have mocked up in some like display board just to get an idea of the shape, and obviously that'll affect the structure that's underneath, because I'm going to do kind of a stealthy flat-sided look to it once it's done. As it stands at the moment, the front end, that was just like a mock-up basically. I was going to put a tower in there with the swing arms, but because of the front wishbones that I've manufactured, I've made and got ready, I'll have to adapt that and change that front end. So if you like, from the firewall back there is just the kind of finished size from the front to the rear. I'll probably put a spare on the back for look and practicality. It'll probably be about there, and it'll sit over the top of the rear axle. Keep updated, keep subscribing. I'll be putting more things on as and when I get to do them. I'll just show you. I've just made. These are the rear swing arm mounts. They'll be fitted either side of the chassis, so they'll sit around there, running the swing arms to the back. Got some nice rose joints that'll sit in those and give me plenty of actuation, with some bungs that'll go in the end, so they'll sit inside and obviously give me the pitch and the movement that I need on the front end. Right, I'll put some more things on when I do them. Stay tuned. I'll put the engine and carb and the air intakes on next, and keep watching. Okay, in a bit.